Hello everyone, welcome. Is my audio and video like okay? Are you able to hear me and see me fine? Thank you, Betsy. Thank you for the confirmation and welcome. Okay, so this series is The Wheel of Wisdom. So the name of the series is that. And like before we begin with the live, I would love to know um who all are first timers here and who all have been in my previous lives before because this is the 12th Wheel of Wisdom that we are doing today. We started with this new year, this new series. So type first if you're a first timer and type, old if you have been here before. Hello Samya, hello, welcome. Yeah, so are you guys a first timer? Have you been here before? Okay, Samya says she has been here before. Betsy, first time. Exciting. I'm so glad to have all the newbies and all the people who have been coming back here. Yeah, Arlene, welcome back. Yeah, I recognized you. And Samya, I also recognized your name, not the photo, but your name. Okay, so, for the new ones, like Betsy, let me introduce myself. So, my name is Anisha Maheshwari, and I have been here on Insight Timer for 2 years as a teacher and many years before as a user. And I have like over 30 tracks here, and I have 7 courses, some on mindfulness, some on overcoming negative beliefs or thoughts. So, this is what my content has revolved around. Um, okay, Samia says, okay, you keep changing your like profile picture. Okay. That's why I thought I recognized the name, but the picture didn't fit in. Um, so I was telling you about myself. So so I have like content on mindfulness, negative thoughts, negative beliefs, emotion regulation and stuff like that on Insight Timer. You guys are welcome to check that out as well. Yeah, and I also like, apart from this, those who choose to work like one-on-one with me or like in a group coaching setup, so I help them, cultivate that lasting sense of fulfillment in their lives, which do not come from having things or from achieving our goals, but it comes from becoming. So not having, but becoming. So yeah, I help people become their best selves. So that's what I do in my private coaching and in my group coaching, which, if you are interested in, or which, if you know of someone else who might be interested in, you can check that out. Check out my offerings and stuff through the link tree in my profile. And yeah, get on a free discovery call with me. Okay, so that's about me and about this life, how this goes, and what do we do in these lives. So, wisdom of wheel. So there is going to be a wheel and there is going to be wisdom. So we usually initiate our sessions with mindfulness practice, with a meditation practice more of. It can be any kind of meditation. So um, welcome, Achu. I am so glad that you could take out the time to be here and be open to whatever wisdom wants to come through for you and for everyone else here. And happy Sunday. Okay, guys, Achu is another teacher on Insight Timer, and yeah, he has a lot of stuff on affirmations. So if you guys are interested in that, please check out his content. Okay. Where was I? Yeah. So how this session goes is that we have a meditation to center ourselves, to ground ourselves, to feel safe, to feel connected, and to open ourselves to the wisdom, to the guidance that we are here to receive. And how we will do so is that I have a wheel. So on that wheel, I have like few books, to be precise, 31 books, just randomly chosen. Everything that is going to be done here is random because it's just, you know, the space, the intention behind the space for me is to be open to whatever wants to come through. So yeah, so no pre-planning or things. So yeah, so that wheel, when we rotate that wheel, it chooses a book randomly. Whatever book wants to come through to share the wisdom or the lines, that is written in those books. So once a book is chosen, I open my notes in which I have like written down all the powerful insights and practices from that book. And then I call upon my intuition and to help me choose a set of lines that would help each and every one of you who is listening to me right now and who will listen to the recording. Okay, so on that note, I also record these lives. So in case you have missed previous ones, then you guys can check the replay out from the link tree again. The replay is there on my YouTube channel. So yeah, and I have like created a playlist, and in that also I have added some random lists by numbering those replays, and then I have invited like the instruction is to just choose a number randomly and go through that live because that is the live that has the wisdom that you need right now. So, yeah, so once I intuitively choose a paragraph of lines, I read it, I share my take on it, have a conversation with you guys, and then we wrap up with the practice. So that's about it. That's what we are going to do. Now, if you guys are ready for the first part of this live, which is a meditation to settle in, to feel safe, then you guys can type like ready or meditate in the comment because I love to interact with you and have some interaction here. Oh, hello, Melinda. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that, you accidentally or magically found this live and, you are here tuning in. And I truly hope that you receive the wisdom that would make your life a little bit easier given whatever you are going through. So, Achu says, why dear? I didn't get it. Maybe it is a typo or something. Yeah, so guys, if you're ready to start the meditation. Okay, okay, Achu. Yeah, playfulness is invited here. Okay. So Achu is ready. And yeah, Dean. Is it Dean or Diane or what? So yeah, another person is ready. Okay, let's do a meditation now. First, I will drink some water and then we will start. Betsy is ready. Hmm. It's so great to see, proactive and enthusiastic new people here. Okay, Melinda. Okay. Hmm. So begin by settling into a comfortable position. You can either sit, stand, or lie down, whatever your body feels comfortable in. Arriving in this space, in this present moment. As you settle into this comfortable position, I invite you to gently close your eyes or lower your gaze just to limit visual distraction. Becoming aware of the sounds around you, either the sounds in your room or the sounds far away. Letting these sounds be an invitation to arrive in this space, arriving mentally and physically in this space. Now, as you become aware of the environment around you, turning your attention inward and arriving in this body by noticing the ground on which you are sitting, standing, or lying down. Feel your body being supported by the ground beneath you. As you feel more grounded and supported, begin to imagine a place, a safe place. It can be a place of nature or a quiet room. Visualize a place where you feel safe. You can imagine yourself being near a beach or in the mountains or on an island or in a park or maybe in a corner or room of your home where you feel comforted and safe. It can be a place where you have been before or maybe a place that you have seen on TV or social media, or maybe a place that is a figment of your imagination that do not exist in this real world. I hope by now you might have some clarity as to what that safe space is. So imagine yourself being there and notice what would you see. So when you look up towards the sky, what do you see? And as you look around you, what are the objects or people around you? What are the colors around you? If it is a place of nature, then are there any water bodies around you? Or maybe the kind of flora or fauna around you? And now notice the ground beneath you. How does it feels like? What is the texture like? And now notice the feeling of the air on your skin. Is it cold or is it warm? As you become aware of this felt sense, notice what is the weather here. It is just the perfect weather that makes your mood good. As you are soaking in the weather, the perfect weather, noticing the faraway things that you can see in this place. So, what is ahead of you or behind you in distance? And now becoming aware of any smells, maybe the fragrance of the flowers or the fresh cold air, and finally listening. What are the sounds that you can hear in this space? Maybe the rustling of the leaves in the wind, or the water flowing, or the sounds of birds or animals around you. As you completely feel soaked in the experience of being in this space, placing a hand on your heart and soaking in what does it feel like to be in this space, in this place, soaking in all the feelings generated in you by being here. Knowing that you can always tap into these feelings of safety and calmness whenever you feel the need to. You can always come back to this space and to this place in your mind. And with that knowing, whenever you feel ready, you can lower your hand and begin to come back to your room, wiggling your fingers and your toes, opening your eyes, and noticing your room. If you feel like you can move your body or hydrate yourself, if you feel called to, you can share your experience, or if you don't want to type and you enjoyed the meditation, then you can tap the heart to let me know. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for the hearts. Coming back to the comments. Okay, so it is DN. Okay, thank you for letting me know how to pronounce your name correctly. Okay, so now that we are settled in, let's spin the wheel and see what wisdom wants to come through. What is it that we need to hear that would make our lives somewhat easy? Today, the meditation went a bit longer than usual, but I wanted you to feel like a bit more safe and calm. So, anyways, okay. So, this is the wheel of wisdom, and okay. Wow, Caitlin just joined in. Welcome, Caitlin. Okay, so guys, she is another wonderful teacher on Insight Timer, and yeah, she does these lives frequently where she's crocheting and talking, and it's just a fun and interesting and calming space. So please, you guys can check her out and check out her lives and everything. She's amazing. Okay, Caitlin says, greetings, friends. Tuned in during. What I got was just perfect, feeling very nice. I'm glad that you joined in when you did and you got what you needed. Okay, so let's see what else do we need, maybe that we even don't know about until now. So, yeah, so here's the wheel of wisdom, and I'm going to rotate it. And before I do so, I invite you guys to type in the comments, what do you need, some guidance on? What is going in your life that you would like some clarity on? Because it is nice to, announce it to the universe, to the higher self, to God, whatever you believe in, to just specifically lay out what exactly do you need guidance for. So you got so that you can get that. And if you don't have anything specific, then you can mention that, just even type that line that I am open to receive the guidance or the wisdom, whatever it is. Um, Caitlin says, this is as exciting as a card pull for me. I look forward to these the more I'm able to participate. I am so glad that this is so exciting. Yeah, because it's kind of the same thing, of course, not the same, but yeah, it's kind of the same. There are no coincidences, nothing random. So, yeah, it is my belief that in this life, what whoever is present is going to receive whatever they need. And I rely on my intuition for that to choose something like that. And I rely on the universe to choose something from this wheel that wants to come through. So Achu says, my home office space. Okay, thank you for sharing that. So this is like, yeah, you guys can share like the broad themes also, on which if you don't want to go into the specific and share with everyone, then you can mention, in which area of your life do you want guidance on. Arlene says open to receive. Hmm. Kirsty says I would like to I would like to clarify on what qualities and actions I need moving forward actions. Yeah, it's yeah, it's a nice. I'm excited that you are taking actions to become the version of yourself that you want to be. Achu says, I feel the same, Miss Caitlin. I'm so glad, that you guys are sharing that excitement with me, and to have all these beautiful teachers here, Achu and Caitlin, and whoever else is a teacher and I don't know about you guys. You can introduce yourself. I would love to check out your work. Okay, Kirsty says, ignore the lady actions. Okay, okay, last action. Okay. Whoops, I meant the last action. Okay, that's perfectly okay. Caitlin says, oh, I like what Arlene shares. Yeah, I guess it's just I'm so blessed that all these beautiful souls are here and sharing and everything. So Melinda is also open to receiving any messages. Love this openness, Melinda. Love this openness, Arlene. Hmm. Atu says affirming I'm open to receive. Yeah. Betsy says, stay grounded in peace as I continue to help others in my life's work. Wow, it is so amazing that you are impacting others' lives. And I guess we all are in some way or other, even if we don't know about it, right? Melinda says, recovering from a surgery and looking forward to what's next. Hopefully, moving forward after my healing and moving in the future. Firstly, Melinda, I send your way lots of healing and loving energy. And I hope that you gain some clarity as to what's next. Okay, so let's rotate the wheel. Hmm. Taking some deep breaths, guys. Wow. Okay, so the book name is Taking the Leap by Pema Chodron. It is so wonderful that I have like 31 books here, and in the last, few lives, so this is the 12th life of the series, almost the same books have been coming back. So I guess we need to just soak in everything about, these books. So yeah, and I love the title, Taking the Leap, having that faith in whatever you believe in and in fact yourself. Melinda says, thank you so much. Achu says, love Pema Chodron. Yes, I do too. Okay, so let me open the book and let's see what wants to come through. Hmm. So here is the book, and hmm, Melinda says I was just looking at Pema Chodron books today online. Wow, then this was meant to be, right? That's why I say, everything that there is this magic happening here and happens every time in our lives. And it is always it is always so surprising and yet so like I don't know, I can only think of the word magical that this happens that that the message exactly resonates with the people or you know, like the book that you were, just browsing through came into this life. Okay, so let's see. What is the message that's meant to be? May the message that comes through serve everyone who is listening to this live and who will listen to this later on. Okay, so I just randomly scroll. Hmm. So the chapter that came through is learning to stay. So the author says in this chapter, meditation is another way to train in learning to stay, or as one student put it more accurately, learning to come back, to return to being present over and over again. The truth is, anyone who has ever tried meditation learns really quickly that we are almost never fully present. I remember when I was first given meditation instruction, it sounds so simple. Just sit down, get comfortable, and bring light awareness to your breath. When your mind wanders, gently come back and stay present with your breath. I thought this will be easy. Then someone hit a gong to begin, and I tried it. What I found was that I wasn't present with a single breath until they hit the gong again to end the session. I had spent the whole time lost in thought. Hmm. So, how does this resonate with you? When I read those lines, what is coming up for you? Before I, you know, dive in and share what is coming up for me, I want to hold space for what's coming up for you. So share, you feel free to share in the comments. Arlene says practice. And as I was reading this, I feel called to guide you through a practice, um, and actually do the meditation and see for ourselves, how it is for us, like experientially. As you say, simple but so very important. Yes, the lines were so simple and yet very important. And the meditation, the instructions are so simple and yet it has so many important lessons and skills that comes through when we do the practice. Arlene says it is not easy. Doing it more often makes it better. Find your own good way to meditate. Exactly. It is simple but not easy. That's the line for the meditation. That's the summarization of meditation. So, let me tell you what came up for me, what it reminded me of when I was reading these lines. And of course, we are going to do the practice if you guys are willing to. Later on, I will ask you. So, what came up for me was that not only in meditation, but in our own lives. So, in our meditation, the task is to be present with the breath. But in our own lives, whether we are doing a task or, like always we are doing something, right? So, we are not present with it. We are not even present with our bodies. We are always here in our minds, thinking about things and thinking about the same things over and over again. So, it is like, so there was a study. I don't remember like who did it or when, but yeah, the finding was that over like 90% of our thoughts, and even more than that, but I'm saying 90, that over 90% of our thoughts are the same. So the same thoughts that I had yesterday, I'm having today, and the same thoughts I'm having today, I will have tomorrow. So the majority of the thoughts are usually same. So thinking is a good tool, but when we will start actually like logging on our thoughts or noticing our thoughts, we will notice that most of our thoughts are repetitive and they are not serving us any function. Then to disconnect ourselves from the body, from this present moment, because everything comes in that. And most of our lives, we are just running on autopilot. So if you guys, okay, tell me how many of you guys relate to this. Hmm. Have you in this week, mm, Achu says, I think it's by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Hmm. Maybe we can like research about it. Although I've read his books, his work is amazing as well. More into the subconscious and stuff like that. Arlene says, me, yeah, it is, we are living on autopilot. And to like, if I would come up with a relatable example, I want to ask you today or maybe yesterday, based on the time zone you are in, were you aware when you were brushing your teeth last? So, were you aware of the sensations or the taste or the bristles of that toothbrush on your teeth? Were you aware, y- or or was the experience like this? You didn't even notice it and you just did the stuff and just went on to another thing. So how, you know, what, so in which category do you fall? Were you aware this whole time or were you thinking about other stuff while you were brushing your teeth? Okay, Achu says I was maybe. Hmm. It's nice. It's amazing, Achu, that you have cultivated that level of awareness, that you can say that maybe for some parts of it you were aware. Eileen says thinking about other stuff. What about other people? You know? And thank you, Arlene, for sharing that. Hmm. April says, no, I have an electric one and didn't turn it on. Okay. Yeah, with even with the, the electric one. So are you aware of the sensations? Because it might, I don't have an electric one, so I don't know the experience of it, but it must be like something, in your mouth. Even the awareness of just having the toothbrush in your mouth, the feeling of it. Kara says, are there any affirmations that would help before meditating? Affirmations. Okay, Kara, maybe. Mm, what I want to ask you is that what is your intention behind meditating? As in, um, what do you need help with in meditation? Is it about like being present, being more present with your breath? Is that what you asked? Betsy says, not aware of brushing. Yeah, maybe, and like even if you are like, no, the toothpaste didn't like taste good or something, it tastes. I don't even know the word for the taste of it, but yeah, you might have experienced in your life, like maybe you are driving to a certain place that you usually go, and you just block out, and you are home, maybe from your office to your home, you have reached there, and you have no recollection of the path you were on, what fall in that path. You know the roads, you know the direction, and you just went here and there and here then and reach your home, but you were not aware of, you know, what else you might have missed out in that path, who were there, what things were there, and all of that. Because we are running on autopilot, we don't realize it. Hmm. So Kara says being more present when my mind is wandering. Yeah, so the simple okay, so when you do realize it, you don't need a affirmation, but sometimes like people have different people meditate in a different way. So maybe you can have just two words when you do realize that you have wandered off from the breath. You can just say to yourself, coming back. Any two simple words. You just need you can make your own set of affirmations, whatever feels, whatever brings in this state of kindness, gentleness. So you are not like, why did I wondered, this was not supposed to happen. So not the sense of resistance, but a sense of gentleness. So whatever those two or five words are, you can repeat to yourself. And sometimes you don't even need the words. You notice that your mind wanders and you come back. That's it. Mhm. Okay. So let's see. I missed some text in between. Aju says, I usually forgot about other stuff. Hmm. That's amazing. Okay. April says, yes, it vibrates a lot. Yeah. So maybe next time you can be aware of the vibrations. I know it might seem like, why do I want to be aware of these things? If I can, in that time, I can plan about other things in my life that are more important. But in thinking about the stuff that is more important, that we perceive as more important, we are missing on this present moment, this experience. And when that stuff would be happening, which is more important, you would be thinking about other things and you would be missing those present moment. So you are basically missing out on your when you are missing out on the present moments, and you are only present in the, I don't know, extreme moments, like extremely pleasant or extremely unpleasant moments. So yeah, uh, we don't want to miss out on our lives. In fact, like I have whole like 2 3 lessons on this. So there is a course of mine, if you guys are interested in like becoming more present and stuff. So there's a course of mine that is reflective prompts for mindfulness journey, and you can again find it through the in my profile in the courses section. So I have like shared my own whole meditation journey, what helped me, and what were the myths or everything that I got caught on. And I have like a, okay, no. Yeah, so there is this course and there is this another course. Uh, it has been a long time it was published. It is about breaking free from monotony without changing our everyday routine. So I think this course would be a perfect fit for anyone who is into like becoming more present, um and yeah, living your life as it is like in this moment. So I have like many practices and and I know you are busy, so I won't change. Like I haven't added any practice that you cannot do if you are living a busy life. Okay, let's see other people's comments. Achu says, Kara, something like I am here, I am home, I am present, I am safe. Yeah, beautiful set of affirmations. So, any affirmation that works for you. Let's see. Hmm. Achu says, awareness of our actions helps too. I'm aware that I'm brushing. I'm aware that I'm sitting in my room, in my living room. Yeah, yeah, this reminds me of a practice by uh, Thich Nhat Hanh, that breathing in, I know I'm breathing in, breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. So initially, if we have difficulty, then we can use these affirmations just as an anchor, just as a reminder, or anything like that to, develop that skill. And over time, we can just let go of these affirmations and just be with the experience, be with the felt experience of it. So yeah, whatever works for you. Rita says, was that an app you used about what, like meditation with meditation? Aju says, I love your 5 4 3 2 1 track. Yeah, that is my favorite practice, my favorite grounding practice. Thank you. I'm glad that you liked it. Um, I do that, like that practice very often whenever I'm taking a break in between my task. It just resets my whole system and bring me into the present moment. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Okay, okay. So to find the reading. Okay, yeah, yeah, there is this website. So like so it has like a wheel. Okay, so to find the lines. No, this is an actual book. Okay, let me explain. So I have there's this website. So I got the wheel from there. I just mentioned all the names of the book there. So the website name is Wheel of Names. And then I have actually you know, like made notes and stuff like that when I was reading those books. So those were actual books, not a website or not an app. Achu says, uh, maybe we can do the practice now. Okay, do you mean like the this 5 4 3 2 1 or another practice that I was mentioned that came to me? Okay, 5 4 3 2 1. You want to do that? Okay, sure. And thank you for like mentioning the full name of the book, Achu. Thank you. Hmm. So, guys, as Achu has suggested, let's do the practice to bring ourselves into this present moment, into this very moment. So, before that, I'm going to drink some water. Then I will guide you. That is so sweet of you, Achu. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. So, getting somewhat more comfortable in whatever posture you would like to be. And now, bringing your attention to the environment around you and notice or name 5 things that you can see right now. So, what is the first thing that you see? Keep on typing in the comments, okay? If you want to, or just name it out loud if you don't want to type, okay? So, what is the first thing that you see? Keep on looking at it, noticing it. Now, what is the second thing that you see right now? Noticing its shape. Now, the third thing that you see around you. The fourth thing that you see, observing whatever it is. And the fifth thing that you see, noticing its color or any other characteristic. And now noticing your whole space or room. So just moving your eyes all around you. And now close your eyes and notice 4 things that you can hear right now. You don't need to try to name the things, but just notice the pure sounds. And now that you have noticed 4 things that you can hear, notice 3 things that you can feel right now. It might be the clothes on your body, or the air against your skin, and now continue to take few deep breaths, and as you inhale, notice what are the smells present in your environment. So trying to notice 2 smells around you. Might be the smell coming from your kitchen, or maybe the smell of the shampoo that you used or the moisturizer that you have on. So, trying to notice two smells in your environment. If you cannot find the other smell, you can even place your hand or clothes around your nose and just smell it. And now bringing your awareness to the taste in your mouth. So, what are you tasting? Even if you are not eating anything right now, notice, is there any lingering taste of something that you ate few hours before? And if there is no taste at all, then notice, what does that feel like? Wonderful. Now, taking a deep breath in and out, letting go of this practice. And if your eyes were closed, you can open them. Hmm. So, how are you feeling right now? Achu says divine. Wow, I'm so glad to hear that. Hmm. So this is like a simple practice. I did like randomly guided you through it, but like if you want a more formal and more more formal practice or a more some time with each sense and doing it a more in a gentle way, then I also have a track 5 4 3 2 1 grounding. So by that name, so you guys can check that out. And yeah, so this is like a very simple practice. It did took some time when I was guiding you, but it takes like 1 minute to do all of this. And I am a big fan of this practice, and I am a devotee of this practice because I like practice this one very often. And it serves as a good break, when you want to take a break from your work and just have 2 minutes, then just do this practice. And yeah, it kind of reset your system. It makes you feel more connected, more alive, more present, and somewhat more relaxed, because in this time you are no longer thinking about it but actually experiencing it, connecting with the body through all of these five senses of ours. As you say, simplicity is the key. Yeah, it is, simple practice I always say, you don't need to, you can have all the complex practices and all the complex techniques in the world, but the ones that you're going to apply are going to be the simple ones. So you need to have certain simple tools in your toolkit that you can use when you don't have the time, whenever you need it, when you are in a crisis, all of this helps. And these practices, these simple ones, takes just, 2 minutes or so. So, yeah, so that was the practice. And yeah, if you guys are enjoying the practice, if you guys are enjoying the live, then I would really appreciate any donation because it helps me to keep these live coming on, keep on running these lives. So if you like the lines, if you resonated with the initial meditation or this practice, then I would really appreciate any donation for a fair energy exchange. And would you guys like me to read another set of lines from this book? Because it was like more about the meditation. So maybe you needed some more guidance on this, and um, it hasn't come through until now. So would you guys like me to read another set of lines? Okay, Arlene says yes. Okay, so let's read another set of lines. We have some time, so I was thinking we can do a little bit more. Mm. Mm. Okay, Achu says, yes, please, we feel fully grounded now. Yeah, it's always nice to be in the right state of mind before we expose ourselves to anything. So, hmm. So it is more about like learning to stay. So, on that note only, by learning to stay, we become very familiar with this place, and gradually, it loses its threat. Instead of scratching, we stay present. We are no longer invested in constantly trying to move away from insecurity. We think that facing our demons is re- is reliving some traumatic event or discovering for sure that we are worthless. But in fact, it is just abiding with the uneasy, disquieting sensations of nowhere to run and finding that, guess what? We don't die, we don't collapse. In fact, we feel profound relief and freedom. So basically, what the author is talking about here is, usually we try to run away from whatever is present, especially if what is present is unpleasant. So if I'm feeling a sense of anxiety, sadness, anger, fear, and all of these emotions, then it's like this natural instinct that we don't want to be with them, right? But this don't serve us actually. So like resisting what is, so you might have heard that, what you resist persist. So by not giving the those part of ourselves attention that they need, by not showing love and care to those parts of ourselves who are in suffering, we are not allowing them to process whatever is going on inside us. And we are giving all of our attention and energy to here, because thinking is actually one way to avoid feeling. And it is a very clever way because we think we are doing something about the problem, but what we are actually trying is to avoid not feeling whatever we are feeling in relation to that situation, in relation to that problem. So when we practice and, develop this habit of staying present, being present, learning to stay in this present moment when things are not so threatening, like right now, or when I said that you were brushing, when you are brushing and you are not getting lost. So, trying to be present with that process of brushing. So, when we learned and when we practice with these, neutral things, when we develop this habit of being present, then when we are in crisis, when all of this unpleasantness is present in this moment, then we are more likely to address that, to be with it and to not try to resist it, to suppress it, to shove it in some corner of our mind, in our body, because emotions are just energy in motion, and that energy, if not processed, if not allowed to be expressed, get, you know, it manifests in some or other form and it gets stored in our body. So it is not good. It is not healthy to just suppress it. And yeah, and the way in which we can be with this unpleasantness is by learning and by practicing to be present with the non threatening stuff, with the neutral stuff of our lives. So it's a practice that show its effectiveness when we need it the most, but you cannot leave it to that time when you would be in crisis that, okay, I would be present then, but now I don't need to cultivate this habit. Now I don't need to be present, with whatever is happening right now, because you won't be able to. So I always like give this metaphor to my clients that you cannot expect yourself to be, um, sailing and managing your whole boat, learning how to do so when you are in the storm, when you are in the ocean, in the storm, and everything is going wrong. But you need to learn how to sail a boat when you are in the calm waters, and yeah, you cannot expect that I would be able to do that during that time. I know I have read the book, I know how to do that. People have told me how to do that, but you need to practice it before when the waters are calm. And then when you would have developed that skill with practice, then you would be able to do that in the, crisis situation. So yeah, so that's what came up for me when I was reading those lines, from this book of learning to stay present and especially with that uneasiness. Mm. So, how does that sound for you guys? What is coming up for you? And yeah, and I've also mentioned like how if you're questioning like how can I stay present, and we have done the practice 5 4 3 2 1. This is a wonderful way to learn to be present. So, hmm, how are you feeling? What is coming up from you for you when I read those lines? Would you like me to read another set of lines? Because this was kind of aligned with what we just did. But still, did you got any clarity with in relation to whatever you mentioned you need guidance on before? 108 meditators here. Wow. An auspicious number. A beautiful number. Thank you, all the 108 people who are here, who tuned in. I'm grateful for your presence. Okay, so it seems like no one has anything to say. So maybe we should end this live then, in this case. Uh, so those who have just joined, who have missed the live, then you guys can. Okay, we have a comment. Mia says, sometimes when I'm overloaded with work, I'm disconnected from myself, somehow prioritizing others. I get you. Yeah, we give all this focus, all this attention, all this love and compassion and care to others, to our work, and not to ourselves, you know. When when the reality is that we can only give what we have, we need to fill in our resources to be able to give to others, right? And um thank you for sharing that, and Mia, I would love to know. Actually, yeah, let's schedule it, because you guys are going to forget the practice, forget to do the practice, forget to come to this present moment. So Mia, I was wondering, when are you going to practice this 5 4 3 2 1 practice that we did together? So when can you practice? Like, can you take a moment to reflect? When you are overloaded with work, there is all this, r- rush, feeling of rush and everything, or stress and everything. But is there a moment when you are working that you can take a minute or two to do this practice, to come to all of your five senses? Okay, okay, okay. So that's amazing that, Mia, you meditate every morning. You have that segment of your morning routines saved up for yourself, for connecting with yourself, for connecting with whatever is going on with you. And that's okay if you have just joined. So, um, yeah, so what you can do is that I record all these lives. So, um, maybe you can go back, check out the replay, and there, I have guided everyone through that practice. So the replay is in my profile, in the about section of my profile, there is a link tree. So when you click on it, you will see the replay thing. So I like upload the replay after 1 hour, from like after each live. So on my YouTube channel. So you can check that out there. Or I also have a track 5 4 3 2 1 grounded on Insight Timer. You can check that out as well. And hmm, Mia says yes, 5 to 7 a.m. for morning routine. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, you might have yourself noticed, when you give yourself that time on days when you are able to take out that time, and on days sometimes things happen and we are not able to go through a morning routine. The day is different, that feeling is different within us. The way in which we go through that day is different. So it is, you have, I think you have directly experienced the benefit of giving yourself that time and energy and attention and everything. So, Mia says, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, you're most welcome. Let's see. Juani, or is it Juani? I am not sure. But so Juani says, thank you very much, Anisha. Thank you for being here. And I'm glad that, some part of it resonated with you. And I do these lives actually, alternate days. So there is one on 28th, and I would be really honored to have all of you again there to receive another piece of wisdom that wants to come through. based on whatever you are going through at that point in your life. Achu says we may need mindfulness spell everywhere. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. So basically, uh, this is also another like what I learned from Thich Nhat Hanh, another wonderful teacher. So he had this concept of mindfulness bell. So in his so he has like a plum village, a place, a space where he used to live, and you know um his sangha used to live, the community, and still lives actually. Yeah, so in that, like, there is a bell, so they ring the bell, and when for the duration, for the whole duration that the bell is ringing, we are aware, the all the people who are listening to that bell, whatever they are doing, they stop that and bring their attention to that bell and stay with that whole duration of that sound until it fades away into the very end. And yeah, that's just a moment of mindfulness slipped into that day. So that is also a wonderful practice. Thank you for sharing that, Achu, mentioning that. Achu has described the practice that we have just did. So the 5 4 3 2 1 method is a grounding exercise designed to manage acute stress and reduce anxiety. It involves identifying 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. So that's what we did. Um, yeah, okay. So that's it for today's live. Like for those who have just joined, let me wrap this up. So, yeah, as I mentioned, these are getting recorded. You can access them, access the replays through the link tree in the about section of my profile. You can also listen to the track that we did, 5 4 3 2 1. It is again in somewhere in my profile, or you can search for it in the Insight Timer search box. 5 4 3 2 1 grounding, and by Anisha Maheshwari. So my name is Anisha, and I also have like 2 courses on mindfulness, specifically with the theme that goes today. Um, so one course is reflective prompts for mindfulness journey, in which I have shared my own journey, the elements of mindfulness for anyone who is a beginner or who is confused whether I'm doing stuff right or wrong, or all of those things. And another course which is breaking free from monotony without changing your everyday routine. So in that course, um like I have mentioned all those mini practices, and there's a lot of things in that course, like insights and practices and prompts and everything, so you guys can check that out like on your own. So you will find those courses again in my profile, of course, on Insight Timer. So in my profile, in the courses section, you will find those both of those courses. And if you would like to work with me, then I have listed all my offerings in the link tree in my profile again. And hmm, and I like to give you like a one line thing that what I do is I help people finding that lasting sense of fulfillment in their lives, which is, you know, which is by becoming, not having. So, not having things, not achieving those goals, but lasting true fulfillment comes from becoming the person you want to become. So, yeah, so that's it. That's about me. That's about everything that I've mentioned in this live. And if you liked it, please follow me. If you found anything useful from this live, please send a donation my way, because it really helps me to do these lives again and again, keep coming back. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for being here. Any last words before I end this live? Any comment or anything? And if you guys would like to just connect with me, or just know more about my offerings, or just connect, just chat. You guys are welcome to message me. And yeah, I would love to know about you, to know how can I support you. Okay, so no comments. Okay, bye bye. Anju says thank you. You're very most welcome. You're welcome. And thank you everyone who tuned in.